All right, Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praise, glory, and honor unto Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim, Harakah HaKodash. A double honors unto the apostles and elders of GMS Great Millstone, and a sincere Shalom to Yakim, bringing out this word in diligence and in truth. And this article, as you see, is from End Time Headlines, and it reads, digital ID cards may soon be mandatorily distributed to all in Britain. So we understand that this is what getting closer and closer into the MOTB. And as the scriptures tell us here in the book of 2 Corinthians 2, verse 11, it says, lest Satan should get an advantage of us, for we are not ignorant of his devices. Because what? We understand that ultimately Esau wants to fully set forth that enterprise, as it says in the book of Job, right? We also understand that the scriptures say the Most High won't allow him to fully set that enterprise, right? So part of his devices are what? When we go into this word devices in a blue letter, it's noema, G3540. It says what? A mental perception or thoughts, an evil purpose. And that purpose is to what? Mark you, man. Right? To make you property under him. For you to idolize and worship him as he's a god, man. It says an evil purpose, that which thinks, the mind, the thoughts, or purposes. Right? And ultimately, he wants you to bow down and receive with this device. In order to what? In order for you to basically revoke your body and spirit from the Most High and give it unto him. Because he wants complete domination, complete control. And that's why the scripture says what it says here in the book of 2 Thessalonians 2. It says, 2 and 3. It says, let no man deceive you by any means, for that day shall not come, except there come a falling away first. That man of sin be revealed, the son of perdition, who is Esau Edom. It says, who opposeth and exalteth himself above all that is called the Most High, or that is worshipped, so that he as a power sitteth in the temple of the Most High Yahweh, showing himself that he is a God. Right? I'm going to read that in the NLT. It says, don't be fooled by what they say, for that day will not come until there is a great rebellion against Yahweh Bahashim Yahweh Shai. Right? And the man of lawlessness is revealed, the one who brings destruction. And is that not Esau? You know, that red horse, to come, that comes to take peace away from the earth. Is that not his position? Is he not the whipping stick, of the Most High to bring hell into Jake? This is his position. The earth was given into the hands of the wicked to cover the faces of the judges thereof. If not, where and who is he? If it's not Esau Edom, the so-called white man, who is it? Who is it? Because it's not Moab. It's not the so-called Asian. The so-called Chinese or Japanese. It's not the so-called East Indian. It damn sure ain't you Israelites, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. Who is it that's running all these industries around the world? Who runs the medical industry? The pharmacia industry? Who runs the Food and Drug Administration? Who is it in those Davos summits? Right? And specifically the chief house of Edom, Amalek, man. Right? It says, he will exalt himself and defy everything that people call God and worship every object of worship. It's like in every object of worship. He will even sit in the temple of the Most High, claiming that he himself is a power. Right? So to go back to the article, it says every person in Britain could be forced. Right? That word forced is important. Because what else will be forced? When we go into the book of Revelation 13, and I'm going to start here at 11, right? And I beheld another beast coming up out of the earth, and he had two horns like a lamb, and he spake as a dragon, right? Which is speaking of that Roman Empire. America is an amalgamation of all the wicked empires, yet that last beast in which the scriptures speak about, of being the Roman Empire, is speaking of here. He had two horns like a lamb. Horn represents power. It's the ancient plebeians and patricians, which is now your modern day Democrats and Republicans, right? And it said, like a lamb, he gave the appearance of docility, man, as if he was for the people, But ultimately, It says what? And he spake as a dragon, going into draconian, because E is about to show them horns. It says, and he exerciseth all the power of the first beast before him, right? Because it is this little horn, and causeth the earth and them which dwell therein to worship the first beast whose deadly wound was healed, right? And he doeth great wonders, so that he maketh fire come down from heaven on earth in the sight of men, right? That's from his harp, from his dew. And deceiveth them that dwell on the earth by the means of those miracles, which he had power to do in the sight of the beast, right? The scripture tells us this devil is wiser than Daniel. So Yahweh Shema Shai did give him power on the left hand, to complete certain miracles, and by his technology, that's what the scripture say, and by thy craft thy prosper, right? By his technologies, he's been able, to give certain mobility back. It's never in perfection as the right, but on the left it does, he does wield that power, man, right? And it says here, and deceiveth them that dwell on the earth by the means of those miracles which he had power to do in the sight of the beast, saying to them that dwell on the earth that they should make an image to the beast, which had the wound by a sword and did live. And he had power to give life unto the image of the beast, that the image of the beast should both speak, and cause that as many as would not worship the image of the beast should be killed, right? And we understand when we go into the book of First Maccabees, Antiochus gave that decree, much like this, saying that those that would not consent unto the religion of the king were to be put to death, right? So it says they were forced, right? Could be forced to sign up for a digital ID card after Macron demanded action on taking the scourge of illegal working. Sir Keir Starmer told the cabinet he would be exploring options around the concept as part of a wider package of reforms, right, designed to make it harder for illegal immigrants to live and work here. And that's just a facade that they put up in order to, gradually get deeper within their plans, man. Right? Just blame it all on Jake. It's an easy cop-out. Where their true intent is to have your spirit, man. It's to hold your soul. It's for you to be owned under them. Right? For that device to be under your skin. It says Downing Street confirmed ministers are examining proposals for digital ID schemes 15 years after the idea was abandoned, following an outcry about the impact on civil liberties. Under one option, anyone applying for a new job will be required to produce their digital ID to demonstrate that they have the right to live and work in the UK. Similar provisions could also be introduced for those moving to new accommodation, making a benefit claim, or accessing public services. Labor ruled out ID cards as recently as July, with Business Secretary Jonathan Reynolds saying the idea was not our approach. Let's go into more. Let's see. He asked if the idea could eventually mean compulsory ID cards for all. He said, "We are willing to look at what works when it comes to tackling illegal immigration." And as I said before, that's just a smoke screen for what is actually happening, man. He's tired of not having full control. The eyes in the sky is one thing, but he doesn't feel as if that's enough. He needs to monitor the population on a personal level. Hence, the MOTB coming into play. Revelation 13 and 16. And he calls it all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond. Because right now it's digital ID cards. It's real ID. But that's not enough. See, when E, causes everything to fail, he's going to need a rebooted system, a revamped system in which the people can trust in, in which you can confide in. And that's how they're going to get you. Because what you're trusting in, the shadow of Egypt. And ultimately, that's going to be your demise. But he's going to extend that arm of trust out to you. And that's what the scripture tells us to what? Never trust thine enemy. For like his iron rusteth, so is his wickedness. This devil always has an ulterior motive. And it's ultimately never to bring you back closer into Yahweh Shema Shai. It's to take you further and further away from that hedge to where he has you exactly in the position where he wants you for the kill. Right? It says, and he causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, everybody, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads, and that no man might buy or sell, save he that hath the mark, or the name of the beast, or the number of his name. Here is wisdom. Let him that hath understanding count the number of the beast, For it is the number of a man, and his number is 603 score and 6. Right, in that word from Mark is charagma. And when we go into this 603 score 6, it's chi psi stigma. We're going to get into that word stigma, man. Right? It says a mark pricked in or branded upon the body, right? To ancient Oriental usage, slaves and soldiers bore the name or the stamp of their master or commander branded or pricked, cut into their bodies to indicate what master or general they belonged to. And there were even some devotees who stamped themselves in this way with the token of their god, right? So charagma goes to charax, which is a pale stake palisade, and then graphos, which is the information stored within that device, man. But here you see, say stigma, prick, marked, incised, or punched by what? A needle, right? A syringe for recognition of ownership, a scar of service, the mark. So there it is, man. Hey, so it's coming. Hey, because this is a global agenda. It's not something that's only happening in the U.S. Esau wants world domination, hence New World Order, you know? Hey, so we just come to report on these things through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shem Shai. Lord willing, this lesson was edifying into the body. I want to give all praise, glory, and honor unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Harakah HaKodash. A double honors unto the apostles and elders of GMS Great Millstone. And a sincere shalom to Yakim, bringing out this word in diligence and in truth. Shalom.